Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. It's the middle of the day because I gotta take my pup to the vet. Just for a checkup. Hopefully everything's alright. When I got her from the rescue or the adoption or the foster, I got her from a foster. So, who got her from a rescue, and then I adopted her. There we go. So, I'm just gonna take her to the vet today and make sure everything's good. Hands together, please. So, guys, I just wanted to talk to you about something that I just saw that I related to it. So, anyway, it was about the Christopher Gregor trial. So, the Law and Crime channel, I think it is, on YouTube, the grandfather, was talking, and he had spent 27 years as a state trooper. The grandpa, okay? So, Christopher Gregor's dad spent 27 years as a state trooper, and then he went to do work on Homeland Security, and he's had a lot of real impressive and prestigious, I would say, jobs, especially with Homeland Security. And then he started his own business, and I guess, he guides them and gives advice, and the words on the tip of my tongue what he does, but consults. He's a consultant. But when I was watching Christopher look at his dad while his dad was talking about all his accolades as they were discussing in court what he had done for a living, and basically, what kind of environment and stuff, and how much he was involved in his children's sports, and how important and stuff like that seemed to him, and how he ran his daughter to brownies and ballet, and just, and I saw Christopher look at his dad, and I said to myself, I've looked at my dad like that. My dad's not here anymore. He passed, like I said, from in 2021, and June actually in 2021. So next month it'll be 3 years that the man's passed. And some of you know that, I was in the witness protection program because of my dad. My dad was a criminal at a point in time in his life, and he changed his life around after he had gotten into a lot of trouble. And because I guess there was a threat on his and his wife's life at the time, my dad turned state's evidence, and we ended up in government care and in the witness protection program. So I spent some time as a child in the witness protection program, which has benefited me. I would say it's benefited me more than hurt me, and there's still some benefits of it that I have to this day. So I'm grateful for that. But I remember when I would have to speak to my dad when he had his own business and straightened his life out and such, and this was the majority of my life that he had straightened his. When I was 16, I would say my dad turned his life around. So, and again, I'm 60, I'll be 61 this month. So for like 45 years, 40-something years, he did really well. But anyway, I remember having to have conversations with him in his office, like basically make an appointment to talk to my dad. And my dad was involved in my sports and stuff, and he was a good dad. There wasn't any ABUSE involved that I think with my dad until it came to math. Then I would say absolutely there was, because I couldn't get math, and my dad was not very good at telling me how to get it. I was just supposed to get it. But, there was no kind of trauma and such like that. Maybe with the witness protection program and that stuff if you wanted to dig deep, but I go to therapy for that. Guys, what I'm saying is the look that Christopher gave his dad was a look like, yeah, and in between all of that shit that you're saying, all your accolades, somewhere we were fit in between all of that. Never really got all of you got what you could give. And the truth is, I'm very much like my dad. I am the same way. So, I don't know what to say about that. But it seems like Christopher was just not strong enough to stand up and live his own life. And he took on his son because he was meant to, because he was forced to. But here's the thing. His dad was a state trooper for 27 years. That must have been about the time that Christopher impregnated Brianna, who was 15 at the time. Yes! And Christopher was 21 at the time. So now I understand completely, maybe, speculation, maybe, why nothing was brought up, because there was a trooper involved. There was somebody who was powerful, who was going to tell you what you were going to do, and you were going to do exactly what he told you to do. Otherwise, you were going to suffer the consequences of no more help in any way, shape, or form. That's what I speculate when it comes to Christopher's dad. And I do that because he reminds me a lot of my dad. And my dad used to do that. It is not the way to behave. You don't do that. And my dad caught that later in life. I'm pretty sure that this man, if I'm right, that the grandfather here is going to say, yeah, probably shouldn't have pushed the kid so hard. Probably should have made him pay for the fact that he did impregnate somebody that said no. Remember, she said it wasn't consensual, So I just wanted to talk about that very specific thing in, the way that people can push people and look at what can happen. People start resenting people if you don't let them be who they are. You have to let them be who they are. You had your chance to live a life. You got to let them have a chance to live a life. It can't be this ultimatum of your way or no way. What are you teaching somebody? To bully somebody? Because it is very hard to make it here financially. And, I've been around for a long time, not ancient long time, but I've been around for a long time, and it's tough to make it in this world. So I definitely think, and you have to remember that Christopher was living at home with his dad at the time that they first wanted to get involved with Corey. So it was the child support that made them aware, I guess, that they had a grandson. And they wanted that grandson to get away from what did he call, the trashy, he called Brianna, this was Christopher, Brianna said, he called her trashy. He didn't even want to be in a car with her. He didn't want to be seen with her. He felt she was trashy. He gets that shit from his parents. Okay? I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it because I believe that. If I'm wrong, apologies tenfold. But I believe that he gets that shit from his parents. And he got forced into taking on a kid that he didn't want to take on because of the grandparents and them wanting. And that's exactly what Brianna says. So I don't think that I'm wrong. But they would rather have that man who took advantage of that young woman, and with a 5-year age gap against the law, it was a crime because she had a drug problem. The kid was safe in her arms. The kid wasn't safe in the arms of the dad. Kid didn't have any problems. No bangs, no scrapes, no bruises, no nothing. Had nothing like that until the dad came into the picture. And then the woman with the drug problem who's asking for 100 times she's made complaints and can't get help and ask for an emergency order to please stop and take my son from his dad. Please investigate this. And this is why I guarantee you it didn't happen, is because the grandfather has a big imprint because of what he's done and what he does, because of his job. And look at what happened. You cannot bend the rules and break the laws for people that you think are better than other people. You can't see what's inside their house. People show you what they want you to see. You have to sit back and watch, because people can't hold it together forever. And people break, and that's when you see who they are. And this kid is now unalived. It wasn't quick. Let me tell you something. Why didn't Christopher Gregor, when he got to the hospital, say, my wife brought him, or my ex-girlfriend, or whatever brought him, and this is the way? Never. Only he came up with that idea after he was gone. After his son was gone. He wanted to blame his mother. But people saw Corey that morning walking his dog. There was audio tape that was taken by accident with Brianna's phone or Corey's phone or something in the back seat that has a communication between Corey and his mom. And Corey, just before he was dropped off with his dad, had a communication, a conversation that made sense and was coherent. There wasn't anything wrong with him. And we're going through this because of the grandfather. And what the grandfather, listen, I'm not blaming the grandfather for what happened here, but I am saying, I believe 100% it was not treated fair because of the grandfather's position in law enforcement and his past in law enforcement. And that's the shit we gotta stop. And if I was Brianna, there's no way nothing is gonna bring back Corey. But in his memory, let's stop others from that. And that's what she's doing. Again, guys, you got to check out Justice for Our Boys, Brianna Michelo on YouTube. I did a video yesterday on it where you can see, but there's the full video. And there's another woman who too was trying to get care for her son who is less than 2 years old. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. I thank you so much. Don't mean to just bump into your day like this, but you know, I was up. And I'll see you later. Have a great one. And I'm working on those Whitaker videos to get the pictures, the black and white pictures that Mark Leda asked me to take down. So I'm putting the videos back up. I'm trying, I might have to just take them and put them all back up because I don't know how to work really the studio editing thing. Anyway, guys, so like, subscribe, and share. Again, I do have a membership. Don't feel obligated, but it is there. It's $1.99 a month. It's for like live streams, one live stream for memberships. But I'm still going to do live streams anyway, guys. This is just people that wanted to support me and asked me to do this. So that's it. Please don't feel obligated. There's also, 2 links for Kindle books that I've written a long time ago that are free if you belong to Amazon Prime. I think that they're free. So help yourself to those if you want to. One's fiction, one's nonfiction. Up to you guys. And what else can I tell you? That's about it. You guys can hit me up at toddyonesskip@gmail.com. Please be patient. I'm getting a little overwhelmed with all of the email and being hit up on all these different platforms. Guys, so just so you know, I'm not on X. I don't want anything to do with X. I think I do have something on there. I shouldn't say I'm not on there, but I haven't used it in forever. No shade on X there. TikTok, it's just hard for me to catch up with everything, guys, so kind of bear with me. I appreciate that. All right, I'll see you next time, guys. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. It doesn't matter to me. I'm always hungry.